Hi fans, thanks for clicking the Dreadedy Rose Report. TMZ. They reported former WWE and WCW star Sean O'Haire, who committed suicide earlier this week, suffered from alcohol addiction and went through WWE-sponsored rehab 6 times in the past 6 years. Not sure how long a period the sponsorship is, but anyway, O'Haire's last stint in the sponsorship rehab reportedly came earlier this year, and sure didn't do any good for him, did it? And TMZ adds that WWE tried to contact O'Haire multiple times after his most recent stint in rehab, but were not successful. Not sure about people that have that hard, to kill yourself with alcohol, but well, it's usually some big-time strong drugs that just make you out of your mind. But I guess they could happen with alcohol. But one of my favorite friends, best buddies, well, he just has a horrible time. There's information from Cynthia Heenan, wife of WWE Hall of Famer Bobby the Brain Heenan, that Bobby won't be appearing at the Alamo City Comic Con later this month because of health reasons. Heenan reportedly broke his hip after falling and will need surgery. I think he just did that maybe a year or so ago. Fell, and it was either his shoulder or I thought it was his hip though. But known him ever since the middle 60s and early 60s. Let's say right around 68, 60, somewhere in there. He was I played in the band for years, the Emperors, and if you look it up, it's on there. But he was our manager, and he'd go around with us and collect the money and things like that. We got out there, played the music. He went back, took care of the business. Great guy. And got himself in a lot of trouble with women back then. But he'd been married for 30-something years, I think, to Cynthia. All right, a few weeks now, well, a few weeks, well, I'd say maybe for the last 2 or 3 weeks, let's say, Vince McMahon has reportedly been drilling WWE creative on how they need to improve John Cena's fans to where he's still in the fight and he has not lost anything due to the beating that he took from Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. He don't want him to look weak at all. When Cena returns to Raw, when he returned to Raw and dominated the Wyatt family a few weeks back, he noted that Vince was responsible for Cena being booked so strong. Several people backstage reportedly voiced their opinion that Cena should not have been booked so dominant, but Vince wouldn't change his mind on it. And as bad part, it made the Wyatt family look kind of weak. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair been advertised for next week's SmackDown in Biloxi, Mississippi, and Flair will be serving as special guest referee for Roman Reigns taking on Randy Orton, but it's going to be a dark match. They may have something else for him to do on TV. And regarding Baron Corbin, his debut on NXT TAKEOVER last night, which I haven't watched yet. Anyway, he's been on NXT before, but this was considered his debut as he's getting ready to be pushed, and officials wanted him to start with a clean slate. Corbin is a former NFL player, Tom Pescott. Mojo Rawley, who suffered a cut on his face from Bull Dempsey at TakeOver last night, worked the show coming off of a knee injury. Now he's got a face injury. And according to the story from the Warp.com, I mentioned this yesterday, and I didn't think that sounded right, that WWE is in talk with Warner Brothers about selling their tape library, and those reports is not true. So the sources has confirmed that the story to be incorrect, and WWE sources told Mike Johnson of PWI Insider that there's nothing to the story either. On a related note, the Warp.com told, or the story claimed that Syndigen, I guess is what it's called, it's CinemaScope Digital Media, maybe is what it stands for, currently owns the WWE library, and PWI Insider points out that that's not true. WWE owns their own library. And this has been touted by CFO George Barrios of WWE during several financial calls. Syndicum, whatever it is, however, the current distributor of all WWE DVD releases. And I tell you what, they put that out that WWE doesn't own their library. Man, the stock is a wonder it's up as high as it is. Anyway, closed out on $15.16 on Thursday. WWE will tape several episodes of NXT TV tonight from Full Sail University, and there's live spoilers that as it happens. And tonight's taping will feature the fallout from TAKEOVER 1 and in-ring debut of Kenta. I think they've renamed him though. Itami. Hideo Itami. They don't want to use Kenta, I guess. WWE taped the following matches for tonight's SmackDown. That's going to be shown. Usos, Mark Henry, Big Show taking on Rowan Harper, and looks like Goldust and Stardust. So what is four-man tag team, I guess. Bo Dallas, I got to add. I run out of fingers sometimes. Bo Dallas taking on Justin Gabriel. Page taking on Summer Rae. Mark Henry taking on Rusev in an arm wrestling contest. Now, it should, you know, there's going to be cheating going on. Lana will probably come in and beat Mark Henry. Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth taking on The Miz and Damian Sandow is going to be happening. And Chris Jericho and Roman Reigns taking on Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. Thanks for clicking, you guys. Have a great weekend. I got to go.